It's your worst nightmare. You're cruising along and then suddenly, bang, you've got a flat tyre. You're stranded at the side of the road. Can you change your tyre? Don't worry, it's not as daunting as you might think with the right know-how. In this video, we're going to show you how to protect yourself the best you can against getting a flat tyre in the first place, and then if you do get a flat tyre, how to change it. I'm Rick, your how-to guy from ifndautoparts, connecting people with parts. Right, let's get into tyres, because it's not just about dealing with a flat tyre, it's also about managing your tyre's lifespan to protect yourself against getting a flat tyre in the first place. Let's talk about tread depth. This little detail is a big hero in keeping you safe, especially when the road is more like a slip and slide than a highway. Nice deep tread is your best pal against aquaplaning in heavy rain and channeling water away and keeping your grip solid. It's time to meet your tyre's secret weapon, the tyre wear indicators, or TWIs. These little raised bars in the grooves are an indication on when your tyres are worn down. When your tread wears down to the level of these, that's when you need to change your tyre, ideally before. If you like your gadgets, a tread depth gauge is what you need. You can grab yourself one of these, slide it into the central grooves, press down, and you get the tread depth in millimeters. Brand new tyres are normally between 6 and 8 mil. When you're 3 mil, that's when you should think about changing your tyres. And below 1.6 mil, you're in the danger zone, especially in wet weather, and you need to change them. Remember, tyres can wear unevenly, especially if you need an alignment, so make sure you check all 4 tyres and across the whole tread. For a quick check, you can also use coins if you don't have a tread depth gauge. In the UK, grab a 20p piece. You shouldn't be able to see any of that outer band. If you're stateside, a penny will do. And if you're down under, the 20-cent coin is your mate. You don't want to be able to see the full platypus bill. And don't overlook the sidewall of the tyre either. Look for cuts, bulges, gouges, or cracks. They're red flags. And if you've got one, don't forget to check your spare tyre as well. To ensure the longevity of your tyres, remember to have a wheel alignment done to keep your tyre wear even and keep the tyres pumped up to the correct pressure. It's not just about avoiding flat tyres, it's about saving fuel, staying safe and getting the most out of every tyre, which is a benefit of maintaining tyre health and longevity. And remember, age counts as well. Tyres have a lifespan. Even if they look okay, rubber degrades over time and loses grip. Tyre experts recommend a change of every 5 to 6 years, no matter how new they look. Now you're all clued up on when to change your tyres, let's look at tyre wear, because there's 6 different types of tyre wear that you can have that will flag up any issues that you've got with your vehicle. First, there's nice even wear. This is the ideal scenario. It means your tyres are wearing down evenly and uniformly. It's a sign of well-maintained tyres on a well-aligned car. Now, if it's more worn down in the centre, that's centre wear. It's often a telltale sign of overinflation. Too much air pressure means that the tyre is too rounded and it's wearing out the middle. Edge wear on both sides is the opposite. It normally points to underinflation. Not enough air pressure means your tyre's edges are taking the brunt of it. It's also not good for your sidewall either. If it's too worn out on one side, that's called toe wear or one-sided wear, and it's a classic symptom of poor alignment. Camber wear, this is also worn out more on one side and it's kind of diagonally across the whole tyre. This is also due to improper alignment and specifically the angle of the wheels. Cup wear, also known as scalloping, these are dips or cups in the tyre tread. This is a sign of suspension troubles. And patchy wear, this uneven pattern is usually down to unbalanced tyres and can also be suspension trouble as well. So if you've got one of those scenarios, get your alignment checked, get your camber checked, or get your suspension checked. Now, before we get on to actually changing your flat tyre when you're out and about in an emergency scenario, before your next journey, or now if your car's on the driveway, go and have a look and see what facilities you've got and what tools you've got and where everything is before you actually need it. Do you know where your jack is and how to get to it? Do you know where your wheel brace is? Have you got locking wheel nut? Do you know where your locking wheel nut adapter is? Have you got a spare tyre? Have you got a space saver? Or have you got a run flat? Go and check all that before you actually need it, so that if you're out and about and you do get a flat tyre, the whole situation is a lot less stressful. I know, for example, that everything I need in this 1996 Honda Civic is in the boot underneath this mat, all in these 2 pouches. Original toolkit, got your jack, wheel brace, everything you need, locking wheel nut adapter, And I'm going to show you how to use all of that in a minute. Now, not all cars come with a spare tyre. This has actually got a full size spare tyre, so I can literally change the wheel at the side of the road, carry on driving like normal. Some vehicles come with a space saver, also known as donut spare tyres. These are smaller and narrower than your regular tyres, and they take up less space in the boot. They have limitations. They're supposed to get you home and get you moving again, but you shouldn't drive more than 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles an hour, and they're only meant for short distances, ideally just to get you home. It will also note this on the tyre and in your car's manual, so make sure you check the speed and distance rating on the tyre. It's crucial to replace it with a regular tyre as soon as you can, as it's not a permanent solution. And then some vehicles don't come with a full-size tyre or a space saver, because they come with run flat tyres, so they don't come with a spare tyre at all. Run flat tyres are specifically designed with reinforced sidewalls that allow you to continue to drive for a limited distance, usually up to 100 kilometres or 60 miles, even after you've got a puncture. The speed and distance is usually found on the tyre and in the handbook, so make sure to check this. They're a convenient safety feature enabling you to get to a mechanic or a tyre shop without immediately stopping. And then the final option, drum roll please, it's none of those. You've got no full-size tyre, you've got no space saver tyre, you haven't got run flat tyres, you go to the boot, open it up, check under the mat, nothing but a knight in shining armour in a can. Yes, the ever so mighty Tyre Weld can, a true roadside magician. You can actually buy one of these miracle cans and you don't need to be at the mercy of a missing spare tyre when you can wield the power of Tyre Weld. You can activate the can and release its contents into your tyre. The foam is a specifically formulated compound designed to do two crucial things. First, it inflates your tyre, getting it back to a shape that's safe enough for you to drive, but here's where it truly shines. The foam expands inside your tyre, seeks out and fills the puncture, creating a durable seal. Make sure to read the instructions carefully, as each brand is different, and ensure you have the right size can for your tyre. Follow the instructions on your can for any speed restrictions. Keep in mind though, this is only a temporary fix. It's only meant to get you to safety or to a professional who can assess and repair the tyre properly. Okay, so now let's talk about actually getting a puncture. So you're out and about, you notice you've got a puncture. Most important thing, and I can't stress this enough, don't just stop. Even if your tyre has got zero pressure in it at all. Obviously slow down, but don't come to a complete stop. You can drive for a mile or two on a completely flat tyre. Even if it destroys your tyre even more, even if it slightly damages your wheel, it's better to pull off somewhere safe and get to a completely safe place rather than stopping on a busy road, on a motorway, a freeway, highway. Don't just stop because you've got a puncture. Keep going, pull off to the side of the road, don't panic. Get yourself off to the side of the road and then ideally look for somewhere completely flat without any dips or curves in the road, and with enough space all the way around the car that you can change the tyre in maximum safety. That's really important. Once you've found a suitable spot, turn on your hazard lights, apply the handbrake and ensure the car is in gear or in park. If you have one, place a safety triangle behind your vehicle to alert other drivers, and make sure the key is out of the ignition and in your pocket. Don't leave it in the vehicle. Okay, now let's get on to actually changing the wheel, because if you've got run flat tyres, you're going to keep going, and if you're using a can of Tyre Weld, we've just shown you what to do there and you're going to keep going. So let's get the tools out and see what we're working with. Okay, so here we've got the spare tyre, we've got the jack handle, the wheel brace, that's for taking the wheel nuts off, and for the purpose of this video, a little kneeling mat because I'm getting old, my knees hurt and I'm in my good jeans. So if your car's got hubcaps, the first step is to lever them off. You probably use the jack handle or the wheel brace to get behind them, and then they'll just pull straight off. And some cars have lug nut covers, and then you need to wiggle them off and clear them before you can get your wheel brace on. If your lug nuts or wheel nuts aren't covered, just get straight on and slacken them off before lifting the car up. Otherwise, if you lift the car up in the air and then try to undo them, the wheel's just going to turn. A little hot tip beforehand, if you want to, you can upgrade to a larger extended wheel brace for a smoother, less strenuous, easier experience when it comes to removing the wheels. This handy tool amplifies your leverage, making those stubborn lug nuts far easier to twist off. Alternatively, especially if you're light and if you're careful, you can use your foot and use your body weight and give yourself a bit of extra leverage. Every car has specific jacking points. It's crucial to locate these points and follow your car's instructions for using the jack. You can find the jacking points in the manual. Mine are located here. They are structurally designed to safely support the weight of the vehicle. Positioning the jack elsewhere could not only damage your car's undercarriage, but also pose a serious safety risk, as improper lifting points might not withstand the car's weight, leading to potential accidents. These jacking points give you a secure lift, keeping both you and your vehicle safe during the process, and never go under a vehicle only supported by a jack. Start by jacking the car up a bit, check that it's safe and the jack is seated firmly on the floor, and then continue to raise the car until the tyre is about 5 centimetres off the ground, or high enough to easily slide one wheel off and the inflated wheel on. Remember that your car will be lower to the ground with a flat tyre, so you might have to jack it up a little bit more to get the inflated tyre on. Remove the wheel nuts and place them somewhere safe. If your vehicle has one, you'll need the specific locking bolt key, usually found with your car's tools or a spare tyre. This key fits onto the nut and allows you to unlock and remove it just like the other nut. Just remember to put it back ready for next time, you don't want to lose that. Gently remove the flat tyre, lay it on its side, grab the spare tyre, line it carefully up with the wheel studs and slide it into position. It may require a bit of muscle and you might have to jack it up a tiny bit more, but it should slot smoothly into place. Start by hand tightening the wheel nuts and get them as tight as you can with the wheel brace. Then gently lower the vehicle back to the ground using the jack. Once the tyre is firmly on the ground, continue to tighten the wheel nuts using the wheel brace, ensuring they're snug and as tight as you can get them. Remember, each wheel nut should be tightened to the manufacturer's recommended torque setting. If you're unsure, it's crucial to have this verified at a garage or with a torque wrench if you have one, to ensure your safety and the vehicle's integrity. Replace any lug nut covers or hubcaps if you've got them, and store all your tools and the flat tyre securely in your car. After taking it for a short drive, it's crucial to check your wheel nuts again and give them another tighten if necessary. This step is essential because even with careful initial tightening, there's a chance the nuts might not be fully secure. Vibrations and motion from driving can cause them to loosen ever so slightly, especially if they weren't tightened to the optimal torque initially. Ensuring they're snug after your drive helps guarantee your safety and the reliability of your tyre installation. Remember, if you're using a space saver tyre or a repaired tyre, get it replaced as soon as possible for safety. Now, if you've got a classic car with wire wheels, these vintage beauties usually have a central spinner and require a bit of special handling, and here's how you go about it. Now, the direction in which you need to strike or turn the spinner will depend on its threading. Remember, it's a right-handed thread on one side and a left-handed thread on the other. Grab a lead hammer or knock-off wrench and give it a firm, controlled whack. Be careful not to go too hard. It's about precision, not just brute force. Always use the designated jacking points for your vintage car, and ideally support it on jack stands. With the car jacked up and stable, you can remove the spinner completely, then gently pull the wire wheel off. It should come off smoothly once the spinner is fully removed, and then replace your wheel. Okay, we've seen how a tyre can be changed step by step. Now we're going to crank it up a notch. We're going to do it against the clock. I've got to put the other tyre back on anyway, and I need the exercise. All the tools are out, ready to go. Most important is safety is paramount, so we're not going to be cutting any corners. We're still going to do it completely safe, but for a bit of fun, we're going to see how quick we can do it. Okay, start the clock. Stop the clock. Oh my days. Oh, good news is I only scuffed my knuckle on the floor once. That's why you shouldn't rush your job. Take your time, safety first. Remember, when you're out on the road, you should always prioritise safety over speed. Don't rush it. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of tyre changing action. It's not every day you see tyres being changed at record speed, unless you're into Formula 1, of course. For more tips and tricks and a bit of fun, keep tuning into ifndautoparts, and in the meantime, keep those wheels turning, but maybe not as fast as I just did. I'm off for a lie down. See you next time. Most important thing, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you ain't got a dog with you that's barking its head off. What? Get here. Shush. Come here. Come here.